What's going on? We are going to kick this off right tonight. I played a game or two already, but because of that, I already drank a beer. So we're going to drink another one of what I just had. But we're going to do a tasting, so might as well kick it off right. This is Carlsberg. This is a Pilsner from Denmark, also known as a Danish-style Pilsner. One of the coolest things about Carlsberg is they were the first brewery to isolate a single-cell lager strain. They might have been the first to isolate a single-cell organism in general, but definitely for beer, they were the first ones to isolate a single-cell lager strain. So before it was just all mixed cultures, nobody really knew what was in what. But with the advent of the microscope, they were able to do it, in turn adding to their quality control. So this is one of my favorite cheap beers. It's $14.99 where I'm at for a 12-pack of 16.9 ounces. So I would consider that fairly inexpensive. And you know what? It tastes pretty darn good. So let's do, start with a fresh palate too. From my obnoxiously giant water jug. Okay, so let's see how it pours. Looks to be a light golden, maybe even a dark straw. Good white head, lots of carbonation. I poured that way too vigorously, so we're going to let it settle for a minute. While it settles, we can see that it is absolutely brilliant, crystal clear. 100% this has to be filtered. There's no question in my mind that they don't filter this, probably for quality control. But it's absolutely brilliant. It's as clear as water. Beautiful white, sustained head. I know that they brew this. I don't think they say that it's to the Reinheitsgebot, but it is definitely only the four basic ingredients, which are water, malt, hops, and yeast. So, let's see. Aroma has a very malty and a slight spicy herbaceousness. I would say there's probably hot sauce in this, but it could just be like Hallertau or some other noble hop, or something like that. But if I had to guess, I would say there's definitely some sauce in this. And that's really the predominant flavor or aroma. You don't really get much else. You get like a little sweet malt, like almost wordiness on the very back end. But that's not to say that it smells under fermented. Let's see what it tastes like. Nice and dry, very clean. Little sweet malt, prickly on the effervescence of the carbonation. It's got a nice grainy, bread-like maltiness to it. So again, not sweet, but it definitely has like that chewy kind of like a saltine cracker, like if there was no salt. I do get a very light, fruity sweetness. Really not much. You know what it almost has is like a pizza crust, but not like a burnt one, just a nice brown one. Not. It does have the perception of like a light tartness, which I know isn't really there. If anything, it might be like an astringency to it. It could be the water that they use. But overall, very nice and clean beer. Nice and cheap, easy drinking. And it will go beautifully with what we have tonight, although I do have some pretty awesome beer. Another thing I love is a good Keller beer. If you're not familiar, Keller beer is typically stands for cellar beer, or that's what it means in English, I should say. A beer that's in the cellar. So what it traditionally is basically they call it unfiltered, but a lot of lagers are unfiltered but are still clear. So what it is really is it's a hazy lager. Now I don't like it because it's hazy. I like them because they're supposed to be super fresh and have a lot more character than your average Pilsner. So we're gonna try this one. It's from Veltins, CNA Veltins. It's called Grevensteiner. I don't really speak German, or by not really, I mean I don't speak German. So this is the beer here. I'll hold it up here. It's better. Yeah, okay. Yeah, lighting's terrible, but anyway, this is the beer. Like I said, it's a Keller beer, so it's going to have a little bit of haze. Now, just because a Keller beer is supposed to be hazy, it shouldn't look like a milkshake. When we say hazy, remember how clear the it will not look like that. It should have a slight haze, and I mean a slight haze. If this thing comes out looking like a milkshake or orange juice, I already know that I don't like it. Because it wasn't made well, or it was purposefully made to be good to a hipster or some crap like that. So let's see. It said it had an amber color. I guess maybe a light amber. Let's see. Got a nice white head. See, I'm pouring way too hard there. I'd call that amber for sure. And that's not too cloudy. You can see I can see my finger through it. So that's the perfect amount of cloud. Now it is an amber, which is not traditional for well, either a Pilsner or, I mean, technically it could be traditional for a Czech Pilsner. There's different kinds there. However, this is a German brewery, so the fact that they're making a Czech Pilsner is kind of weird to me. But you know, doesn't mean they can't. But yeah, so it's got that nice perfect haze. It's just slightly hazy, which is exactly what I'd be looking for. All right, so nice white head, amber in color, mild haze. Aroma, I get a lot of toasted malt, toffee, things like that. Without question, right off the top, there's without question Munich malt in this. I can already tell just from the lots of caramel. I think I'm gonna like it. Although I am picking up a slight fruity, maybe green apple, or it could even be, I don't know if it's necessarily acetaldehyde, but it does kind of smell like cheap malt. Or actually, you know what it smells like? Not cheap malt, it smells like oxidized malt. Which also is often what cheap malt smells like. So I got a feeling this is going to be a little bit sweet. It's going to have some sherry notes and some bad time temperature abuse. So let's see. Okay. Good news. Doesn't taste super old. Does taste a little old. They're born on? Only a dead by. This is probably a year shelf life, I would guess. I don't know. Could only be 9 months. But it's probably about, if I had to guess, what would that be? 5 months old? It's a little old. But it's in a can. So that's good. If it came overseas, that would definitely. But the thing is, when they come overseas, a lot of times they come in. Accelerates the aging process. As I was explaining to somebody the other day, with all chemical reactions, heat accelerates chemical reactions. So when you warm up beer, basically oxidation and everything else that can tarnish a beer is a chemical reaction, so it happens faster. So the warmer you keep beer, the faster those things happen. But it's important to keep beer cool. So it definitely does taste a little old, but not offensively. I'd actually say it's pretty good. You know, it was $6.99 for a 4-pack. It's okay. It's got like a lot of toffee, roasty, toasty, like toasted malt. It's definitely got that, like how it coats your mouth and tongue. Not cloying, but I don't know, that chewiness that you get from what I would call Munich malt. If there's not Munich malt in this, I'd be blown away.
Anyway, and the beer's not terribly cold.
Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to really chill it down, but
That just means we have to drink it faster.